Today we are very happy and fortunate to have Mr. Oscarson and his ROCORI Entrepreneurs Group here to tell us all about beginning on the pathway to business success.
In the 12 years, when Lars and I did this together, we've had over 150 businesses, over 150 in 12 years. So we've had a lot of kids go through this and start and run different things.
I'm Amy Eisenchank, and I'm going to tell you about how we get into the class. First, it's announced if you're interested, you're supposed to pick up an application in Mr. Oscarson's room. So you head down there and he gives you one, and it's kind of like a job application, name, references, stuff about that. And after that, you set up a time to have an interview and go. You're supposed to get all dressed up and go, and one day after school talk to him. It's kind of like a job interview, but a little more casual. And after that, you don't know if you're in the class until you get a letter in the mail, and only 30 people are accepted. This year we have only 28 in our class. So
after being accepted into the class last year, we each chose partners. We chose what we wanted to do that morning, and each of us kind of ran ideas through our heads over the summer. When we came back to school, we had to file our names with the state and SS4s, tax forms. We have to go through and make a whole business plan actually too, partnership agreements, all the different things that actual businesses have to do.
Like before, I'm Tyler Thiel. I'm part of a three-way partnership for PTW Entertainment. We sell lawn games like Polish golf and beanbag toss. And our first task as a class pretty much was we sold caramel apples at a football game. It went terrible, but making them was the good part. We made them. They looked really good. It was really cold out that night for the football game, and they all froze, and they were just rock hard and
Broken teeth.
felt bad for the people that actually bought them.
Alright, I'm Caitlin Schmetler, and I'm going to be talking about what we need to accomplish for the rest of the year. We're going to learn taxes. All you guys like that, I bet. Filing income and sales tax, just figuring out what the whole deal with that is. Field trips, we have a group of kids that are in charge of scheduling field trips, and we're going to be going to the Mall of America soon.
In a question and answer session, the students were asked, what was your biggest surprise in the process of starting your business?
That we actually sold anything. Because we started off with ours thinking because the group before us did this too, and they sold like 2, So we were kind of taking a risk with the whole thing. And when we got started, we were at a football game advertising, and first quarter went by, second quarter went by, nothing. We were just like, oh God, what next? We didn't know if we were going to sell anything. And then finally people started coming in, and we sold maybe like 3 or 4 that first day, and we were pretty happy with that. And then Nadine said, we were at the conferences, and then it just took off. A bunch of people signed up for them, and so we were really surprised that our product actually was sold and that people were actually really happy with what we made for them. So
I guess the most surprising thing is all the steps you have to go through and all the people you work with, and everything's so detailed. I know we had some trouble with our name. You have to go through the assume name thing, and in class we'd read in the book that if you change capitals or lowercase, and if you put periods in, it doesn't matter, and the name is different. Well, ours, we sent in the money, the $25, and we sent it to the state, and we get a letter back saying you can't have this name, it's already taken. And the name, on our business is capital A for my partner Katera, capital A for Amy, and capital T for Trista, and then we have t-shirts, so it's Cat T's. And the conflicting business was called Katie Incorporated, and we're a partnership, and that was a corporation, so we didn't know why that conflicted, and our names weren't even spelled the same. So I got stuck with calling the state and sat on the phone for like 20 minutes on hold, listening to the music. It wasn't even good music. And then all of a sudden I got a lady answered the phone, and she wasn't the friendliest, but I kind of said, I was wondering about this return I got back, and it's about a conflicting name. And pretty much she said, it's not how it's spelled, it's how it's pronounced. And I was like, well, we pronounce it Catees, not KTs. And she's like, it's not how you pronounce it, it's how we pronounce it. I was like, okay. I was like, it's my business, but that's okay. And she's like, well, I'm like, well, can I contact that company and ask them if it's okay? And they were located in White Bear Lake. And she's like, you can, but then you'd have to get them to sign a release, and you'd still have to file it. It costs you another $25, and the release costs another like $15. So I was like, okay. And she's like, or we can do it for you for like a fee of $50, but we're not guaranteeing that they'll say yes. And it just sounded like useless money. So right now, we're kind of going illegally with the name. So